You're watching Cover to Cover, our guide to the Sikh and Punjabi books that you need to read. This week we're introducing a work titled Bhai Maharaj Singh by the author M.L. Ahluwalia. This book was first published in 1972 by the Punjabi University of Patiala, although it was originally authored a few years prior to this for a series from the same university that was entitled Heroes of the Punjab. Stating the obvious, this particular work is all about the Sikh personality known as Bhai Maharaj Singh. And whilst many of you may not know or have heard too much about this individual, he is in fact probably the most important personality of the last 200 years within the Sikh Panth. That should wet your lips as to why you need to read this book to learn a little bit more about him. Unfortunately, this is one of the few publications that has ever been written and authored about the personality of Bhai Maharaj Singh, who he was and what he achieved. Although he appears in a number of general Sikh history texts, biographies or as this is a mini biography on his life and what he achieved are few and far between. So let's delve in and see what this book covers. This book is certainly what I would call no nonsense. There is a foreword by the then Vice Chancellor of Punjabi University Patiala and a short, very short preface by the author himself before it launches straight into the various chapters covering the life of Bhai Maharaj Singh. We have the heritage of Maharaj Singh, the man and his mission, motive force behind the Brahma conspiracy, leads the Blessed Thousand to Multan, to the aid of the Atariwalas, resolve to fight alone, arrest and banishment, martyrdom in Singapore jail, role in freedom struggle, and the 10th final chapter, his close companions, shedding some light on the individuals who were in Bhai Maharaj Singh's immediate circle. The whole book is then closed off by an index which is actually quite comprehensive and will help you find any particular individual from the time period of Bhai Maharaj Singh's life that you might be looking for being mentioned in this book. The copy that we have used for review is an original first edition hardbound, and this is very well written. The font is quite large and clear. Like the book as a whole, there are no nonsense footnotes where necessary, and they are necessary in quite a number of occasions, because what this book tries to do is use sources from within the modern day Indian states archives as well as other places to find out more about Bhai Maharaj Singh and the way that he was dealt with by the British state authorities at that time. Unlike many of the other books that we introduce here on Cover to Cover, there is only one reason for us introducing this book, and it's so that people start to realize that there was a Sikh personality by the name of Bhai Maharaj Singh whom we all need to know about. Not because it has some connection to our past, but because actually it determines what is going on today with our present. There is so much for us to learn from the life of Bhai Maharaj Singh and the stand that he took against imperialism at that time. But similarly, there is a great deal for us to understand in how we can deal with the world today, the world that we Sikhs are facing, based on the principles that he lived by. This work is a far from perfect reflection of who Bhai Maharaj Singh was and what he stood for, but as one of the very few publications that is dedicated solely to the individual and his life and achievements, it is definitely a book that everybody must try to get a hold of and read. I believe that a copy of this should exist in every Sikh Gurdwara, every Sikh institution, schools, whatever they may be that have libraries. And for those of you who have a dedicated Sikh bookshelf at home, it needs to be on that bookshelf. This is an individual that we need to know more about, and we need to see more work being published about him, and we need to look at the world today through the lens of his life. And for that purpose, this book is a great way to introduce yourself to who that personality was. But we want to know what you think, so please leave us a comment below and make sure you click that subscribe button to keep seeing more of Cover to Cover, the naujawani guide to Sikh and Punjabi books that you need to read.